Everybody, welcome back to DayZ, and in this video we're going to be looking at how you can make the new M14 DMR spawn in on your server, I guess pristine, so it doesn't have any damage, but also so it spawns in with attachments, so it will spawn in with a magazine and a scope. In fact, let's put a scope. In fact, has my one got a scope on? No, let's put a scope on mine. There we go. So it'll have a scope on, a magazine, and the magazine will be full of bullets. So without further ado, the files that you will need to have, I'll tell you what, well, get the types.xml file. So that will be in, so let's imagine this is your server. So this would be your server here. Obviously it won't look exactly like this. This is my local server, but you'll have the MP missions file folder. Go into there and go into Chernarus or Enoch if it's a Livonia server. And then inside the DB folder you'll find types. So open that up in your favorite text editor, download it and open it up. And we really want the cfgspawnabletypes file, so open that up as well, and we've got them both here. Now the types.xml, this controls how many M14 DMRs spawn in on the server, and what you'll notice is they are dynamic event loops, so they only spawn in on helicopter crashes, military convoys, and I guess military trains as well. So if you want them to spawn in as normal sort of ground loot, change the DE loot equals 1 to DE loot equals 0. And you may well want to add a tier value below military usage. So what you could do is you could copy the tier values from the M16 entry just below, and that way what would happen is the M14s wouldn't spawn at every single military location on the map, but just the ones in the northwest of Chernarus or towards the south in Livonia. Now what we also want is, if we find next, we can look for the mags as well. So we've got the M14 mag 10 round and the mag M14 20 round. So you could increase the number of these that spawn on the server. So change the nominal to 20, say change the nominal to like 30, change the minimum to 25. You could do that with both of them. These are not dynamic event loot. These are military sort of floor spawn that will spawn in at military locations, again middle to northwest of Chernarus and further towards the south in Livonia, because they're tier 3 and tier 4. But if we want them to spawn full of bullets, you can do something like this. You can change the quant minimum to say something like 98 and 99, or you could do it as 99. I think you can even do it as 100 and 100. Never really had to go at putting it for something like that, because quant min and quant max, that's the percentage that the container, and the magazine is classed as a container, will be of the things that it should contain. So if we say 99 and 100, the mags will spawn basically full of bullets when they spawn in. So we've increased the number of M14 DMRs, we've made sure the magazines spawn in full of bullets. So next file we need is cfgspawnabletypes, and you need to do a search, do a control F and search for M14, and here is the M14. And what the cfgspawnabletypes file does is it tells the server when it spawns something in, what should it spawn it in with, and how damaged should it be when it spawns in as well. Now you'll notice that the M14 has no damage setting at all as vanilla. So what that means is that it will rely on the server settings to for the damage level. So if we copy this from the shotgun just above and we insert that there, so damage min is 0.0 to 0.32. So if we change that to 0.1, basically that means that the M14 DMRs will spawn in mostly pristine as well. So that means they're going to last a lot longer, and they're not going to spawn in with bits hanging off them and that sort of stuff. So the next thing we want to do is we want to make sure they spawn in with a magazine and an optic. So in order to do that, we need to change the attachments chance to 1.00, like that. And then we need to change, say, mag M14 20 round to 1.00, and then what we could do is, if we get rid of that entry there, that means now that every M14 will spawn in with a 20 round mag, which we also know will spawn in full of bullets because we did that change before as well. And then what we could do is with the optic, if we change the attachments chance to 1.00, and then which one should we go for? let's say we want them to spawn in with the ACOG 6 times. It's quite nice on it. That's what you'd want on a powerful weapon, wouldn't you? So change that to 1.0. Or what we could do is we could change these all to, this would be a better idea, if we change them all to 0.25, so a quarter, this will mix things up a little bit, won't it? Two, 5, and then 0. There we go. So there's a 100% chance that the rifle will spawn in with an optic, and then we've got a 25% chance of each one. So it'll definitely spawn in with one of these. And yeah, so that mixes things up. What you could do is change ACOG optic 6 times to 1.00 and then delete the other lines, and then the M14 would always spawn in with that particular optic on the top of it. And there we go. That, my friends, is how you make the M14 spawn in with all the bits on it, and also with magazines full of bullets. So hopefully you find this useful. If you have, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe. And I will, of course, see you again soon.